Well, Brad, I guess take me through the urgency that this team has right now as the games are winding down, a couple dozen games left. What's the urgency like in this locker room as we look towards the playoffs?
Yeah, we got 24 games left. We're trying to break it down into a best of three and three best of sevens here. So this is gonna be our playoff push here and our playoff hockey, which we're have that mentality all the way down the stretch because every game for us matters. And for the weekend we started 5 games out and we ended the weekend 4 games or 4 points out. Sorry. So for us, we just got to keep on chipping away here the last 6-7 weeks here and just trying to keep on winning our week.
Is that the message that you continue to hit home with these guys then?
Yeah, just keep on taking it game by game here and just try to break it up in little increments and not look at the big picture. Don't worry about how many wins we need. Just worry about taking care of our business first and foremost. And if we keep on doing that, we just believe in the long run it'll work itself out.
I want to talk about Tyson Buchkowski. What's he been like to the Blue Line? What's his addition been like for you guys?
Yeah, well, Butch obviously is a first-round pick, so he's obviously comes with some talent and obviously some ability. He can skate the puck really well. He's had before in the past. He's been a forward and a defenseman, so he has a little bit more offensive game into his with him being a defenseman. He's a big, strong kid right now. Every day he wants to be a hockey player, and I think that's the best part about him is he's a kid that wants to be a hockey player and does all the extra little things to make sure that he's ready to go for practices and he's doing the best of his ability to be the best that he can be.
And more opportunity, obviously, here than in PG for him in terms of playing, on some of the other units, the specialty units, and 5-on-5 as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's something we're trying to work him into right now, and give him those opportunities, just kind of like match his skill set a little bit. And because when he's 19 years old, we expect him to be one of those guys, running one of those units like we've had before in the past. So it takes time with these defensemen. They're 17 years old. Sometimes even when they are ready to play, they still got to go through that mistake process period. And he's kind of at that right now. He's got a lot of things to like right now. He asks a lot of good questions. We're a different style of team. So it's going to take him a bit to change his style of hockey here. But he asks a lot of good questions, and he's ready to take on that challenge.
Yeah, Shire talked about the sense of urgency. You mentioned in the answer, so I apologize. But just talking to Braxton, you mentioned your kind of message. The message air around the team right now is kind of a playoff atmosphere every game. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's kind of the way we play with our identity, the kind of style, the hockey. I think is what sometimes it's tough to pull that emotion out of the team when it's 68 games. But I think for the most part, we've built the identity to bring that playoffs style, that if you're going to beat us, we're going to make you go the hard way through us, and it's not going to, and we're never going to be an easy out. So with that, just trying to put on the top of just the urgency, where we're at this point of the season. We are a younger group. We're a group that has evolved and changed a lot. So, our chemistry of a group has changed a little bit this year. I think we've done a real good job of, with our core guys, being real inviting and welcoming when we've had new guys here. But yeah, for us, we just got to keep on building on that process here, because if you look at our roster, guys, we're returning almost 90% of our roster for next year. So as much as we're building right now, we're building into next year and just making sure our culture and our habits are going to be winning. So obviously the playoffs are our goal, and so we need to start our playoff mentality and playoff hockey right now to make sure we're in it.
Obviously, trade deadline has come and gone, but how have you felt with the guys you brought in? How have you felt they gelled with the stable crew that you already have here?
Yeah, it feels like it's been a couple times we've done that this year, but I feel like we've had a lot of our older guys, Braxton, Tanner, Rowan, Spencer, they're real good guys in the dressing room. They go out of their way to take guys out for lunch or just make sure that they feel welcome. And obviously we had people like Gibson, Haynes, Slaney, 20-year-olds that have been in the league. Obviously Gibby, been there, a 4-year guy. It's a lot of emotions he goes through. We're a different style of hockey team than Everett is. But he's been an excellent citizen. I think Haynes and Slaney, they understand what he's going through right now. It's not something that they like, but I think those guys have really grasped onto our culture and just reaffirmed that he's going to enjoy his last 3 months here. It's an enjoyable time to come to the rink when you're a Regina Pat. And I think that's important right now, that it's a job here, but it's got to be fun to come to the rink, and that we know that what we're sacrificing for and we're enjoying each other.
You mentioned playoffs as the ultimate goal, obviously. How big would that be? Like you mentioned, 90%, of these guys probably coming back, right?
I think it's huge. I haven't looked at the stat in a while, but I know when we were kind of going through the league finals and stuff, like there was a stat where everyone that won the league final was in the league final before, and it was like 5 or 4 years. So there's a learning process, learning what it takes to be. So I think for us to get in a couple rounds of playoffs or even push right to the finals, obviously that's what our job is to do and try to win the whole thing here. But so playing any kind of those kind of games, meaningful games, it's a different type of hockey, and to have that experience for our group going into next year would be invaluable for us.
Yeah, there was a few years ago, like with Steele and Brooks and them, when just getting into that playoffs that first year, and then making it, I think, the year after, right? So
Yeah,
it was the same sort of push that year prior.
Yeah, we came in as like a 7th seed, and we upset Lethbridge, and we made a trade for Cole Sanford to kind of get us over, give Sammy a good line mate, kind of get us over the top, give Sammy and Brooks, like that age group of people, an extra round of playoffs, and then it really made a big difference for when we went to the final, and that's when I looked up that stat. Next year we were hosting, so yeah, when you're playing those games in spring and you get a lot of deterrence, your buddies are making plans for the spring, the summer is getting hot, you're starting to wear flip-flops, there's a lot of things to pull you away from the game and get you distracted, and it's an experience like no other, and it's something that you got to learn to do. It's something that's hard to go through it the first time, so the experience to have it for us as a group would be huge.
I want to ask about another young defenseman, Bridgman. Do you feel like he's taken on more of a role? You've obviously put him in the larger role this past few weeks.
Yeah, I think Colton's always too bad he got hurt, because I think he'd been in this role a little sooner, and obviously with Corbin Vaughn going down, it's kind of pushed him into that role. But we've always really liked Colton Bridgman. We've always thought he's going to be he's going to surprise a lot of people, and even people have asked me around town, that have coached me for the past, are like, yeah, what about Colton? What about Colton? And I put my money on this kid any day. How mature he is, the size, the way he skates. He's going to get paid to play hockey one day, and it's just he's getting better day by day, and the more experience he gets and the more times he gets a chance to play against other teams' better players, he's only going to be better for it.
Not drafted, eventually listed, played AA, obviously we talked about that, but do you think that experience and all those things, that adversity has sparked him and fueled him to be that much better?
I don't know if he's really driven that way, Taylor. He's just such a humble kid, such a really nice, just down to earth kid. He takes it for what it is, but he puts in the work behind the scenes. So when he gets into the game competition or he comes into tryouts, he feels real confident just because of what he's done for himself. He's a very humble kid, and he's a super intelligent person. He asks a lot of real good questions. He's a real thinker. So with his size and with his brain, that's what I really feel confident in him, and that when I say that he's going to get paid to play hockey one day, because he has those intangibles.
At 17, right? You can see the progression already.
For me, I can, because I've got to know him the last couple of years here and see what he's all about. And obviously, when you see a person like him that has that size and that skating ability, you're like, oh, NHL, and we always tend to go towards that. But to me, it's more, it's the type of person he is. It's the things he does in the summertime, which I know when no one's looking, what he's doing and the time he spends in the gym. So to me, it's all those characteristical things that I really feel really confident that, to say that projection of him.
Now, some guys leaving, some guys coming in, and being a leader yourself, how have you felt it's gone since that deadline's passed?
Yeah, obviously the trade deadline's kind of a stressful part of the year. Some guys worried about getting traded, and people don't really know where their future lies. But I think that the guys that came into the Pats organization are really positive people, and I think that it's been a great fit. And I think everybody's just excited that we're playing on the ice together, and a big win against Medicine Hat shows what we can do. And I just can't wait to keep moving forward.
Yeah, just to riff on that, your last point there, beating a top 2 team in your conference right now, I imagine that's got to boost the confidence in that locker room.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Medicine Hat's a super skilled offensive team, and I think it just shows that the way that our team is built, and the way we play together, we can really beat anybody.
For sure. And just obviously a lot of hockey yet to be played, but coming down a bit to the stretch run, a couple months left in your season, you're fighting for one of those last playoff spots right now. Like I said before, it seems like you guys are gelling at the right time. Picked up points in pretty much all of your last 5 or 6 games. Do you feel like you're hitting your stride at the right time?
I think it's kind of it's a difficult thing to say, right? Because I think that, winning a lot in the beginning of the season and, just continue winning throughout the season would be the most ideal thing. But, yeah, I'm glad that we're picking up points here lately. And I think we're going to make a big stride here and, we're going to get that playoff spot and it's going to be great.
On a personal level, what do you feel obviously you were out for a while with the injury and stuff like that, but now you're back to full strength. On a personal level, what do you need to do and keep improving on to make sure this team is as successful as possible?
I just try and focus on playing a complete game, strong in the offensive zone, strong in the neutral zone, strong in the D zone, doing the best that I can every single night, not being 2-point focused and individual focused, but, playing for the team and getting the wins for the team.
For sure. And you've got a couple teams just coming up on your mini road swing, I guess. Lethbridge and Calgary, they're right there in the playoff race with you guys. Obviously, they're in right now. You guys are on the outside looking in, but obviously every game's important. But I imagine it's a little bit more of that emphasis when you're fighting teams that are right above you, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Hoffer says it all the time that we need to play playoff style hockey, and I think against those two teams like Calgary and Lethbridge, if we do just that, then we'll come out with the wins and move up in the playoff rankings. So.
Whitey, you've been in this situation before. What do you take away from the last 2 years that maybe can help this team this year? A little bit of a younger group with a lot of new faces and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think just you need to put all effort in every single game, right? You can't take games off. Like he said earlier, we're coming in the stretch here, and I think it's important that we do the best that we can, and we can't take games off.